How you been? How's your week? Hey! See, thank you for all those who have subscribed. Nasema asante sana, asante sana. And those who haven't, kwani mnangoja nini? What are you waiting for? Please do subscribe. It's actually a very fun and interesting channel. I believe you learn one or two things. Believe me, you. Yes, and your hope shall be elevated. Yes. Welcome back. My name is Dr. Sheila Olunga, and I'm happy to be here again. Welcome to my second episode. And this episode is quite a journey. Eh? Yeah, I'm going to share my kidney diagnosis and the whole of 2019. Eh? Shagala bagala. Right now I'm laughing, but that time I was crying. I was crying. But yes, we thank God for life and how far He has brought us. It's not by our own might or because we are so special, but it's by the mercies of God, which are new every morning, and we need to tap into those mercies, right? Yes, so if you're going through something, just know that you're not alone. We are still, walking that journey one step at a time, and one diagnosis at a time. Yes. And one medication at a time. Yeah. And one test at a time. Keep on believing in God. And I know sometimes it's very difficult at that moment to believe there is a God. Lean on someone else's faith, or just have faith as a mustard seed. And I remember that year, I just said, let the will be done, let the will be done. I'm only a vessel and you are the potter, right? Yeah. So let's get into it. So as I said, guys, I'm going to talk about my journey of 2019. That's when I was actually diagnosed with kidney failure. And that's the same year actually I did my transplant. But within that year, I was, shaken. I was shaken. And believe me, actually I could have died right now. Tungekuwa tunaongea this conversation. Sasa ingekuwa tu story nyingine, ingekuwa imehappen. But who is God? Who be God? Right? Who be God? Yes, we overcame and we're overcoming. We're overcoming. Every day. We have to remind ourselves it's by God's grace that we are alive. So 2019, I remember. Actually, let's go to 2018. 2018, I wasn't feeling well towards December. And at that time, my sisters had come to my house. It was actually, they were spending New Year with me. And I was vomiting. I kept on vomiting. And by that time, I had already done my scan. And the doctor had already told me my kidneys are not doing well. And I had already done some blood tests. And my creatinine was at 800 and something. And urea was very, very high. So it meant that I was at end stage. I was at stage 5 kidney failure. So when I had that, I just didn't know what to do. I was in shock. So when my sisters came, I actually told my sister, don't tell mom I'm vomiting. Just relax. And then my sister is she just called mom and tell her, Mom, she has gone to work, but she's vomiting a lot. So mom came. We spent the New Year together in the house. By the 2nd of January, we all woke up together, my mom and dad, and we went to hospital. By then, we didn't know where to go to. We just researched, and we found one hospital in Eldoret, and that's where we went to. So when we went there, the doctor is telling me that, hey, now you're a doctor, you can diagnose yourself, And then I'm like, yes. So he's like, you have 6% of your kidneys functioning. I'm like, okay. So he was like, what is the next step? I'm like, dialysis. Yeah, now you're going to start dialysis. And being a medic, you know what dialysis is, but you just don't know what it is until it is you there. You know what it does, what it's supposed to do. But until you become the patient, that's when you'll fully understand it. So yes, 2nd of January, I was admitted. While others were there, It was New Year. Some people were going to church for prayers. Some people were still partying. Some people were still wishing each other New Year, Happy New Year. Maybe I spent in hospital. I spent it in the hospital. And yes, so I spent like 5 days in hospital, and they put a catheter, and I started dialysis. My first dialysis was not easy. I think it took 2 hours first just to see if I will tolerate. And yes, and then we continued. So when I went back home, I was just like, okay. That time I was so weak, I was so thin, very weak, very weak, very weak. And with me, if you know me, I'm that, I don't want to show my weakness. I tell you, it wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke. Me being in that state wasn't a joke. And people really didn't understand that. I don't want to appear weak in front of you. So don't do that. Don't comment, oh, well, yeah. You know, no. I really didn't want sympathy. I really didn't want that. So when people used to come to visit me, I would just tell them, no, I'm doing okay, can do this by myself and everything. So I thank all of you that did not show me, hey, doc, you are dying. Thank you so much. Because right now we can laugh about it, because that time some people did not believe it was me. So yes, so we started dialysis, and dialysis was now 2 days in a week. And where I'm living is very far, so it meant that by 3 a.m. I'm awake, by 4 a.m. I'm out of the house, so that I can at least make it for first session of dialysis. And dialysis takes 4 good hours. You're just there, and your blood is just running in a machine like this. You're just there. And if you move, especially with me, my positioning was very, very particular. If I just moved a bit, the machine would go, and then the nurses would rush. So yes, that was how it was. And if they try to remove some water, one thing I really thank God that I was able to urinate all that time, that I was able to susu. You don't know how important susuing is. Hey, those people who feel disgusted going to the toilet, my friend, you have to start appreciating going to the toilet. It is very, very important. Because believe me, the day that you want to go to the toilet and there's no drop of urine coming out, that's when you say, Jehovah. So this thing is a privilege, it's not my right. But one thing I thank God is I used to urinate. I urinated until my transplant. That's one thing I told God, you will not take this. This thing is not going. There was a time it actually started stopping. I told him, you will have to come back. Me, by the way, me, I enjoy going to the loo. I don't know about you. So, that one thing I never negotiated with. Urine, you will produce. You will come out. Even if it's a drop, you will come out. But anyway, what they used to do is just to clean my blood. So they never used to remove water. I know for some people they remove water because they become puffy and then water is accumulating in their body. I remember there are some of my transplants, friends. They used to 2 liters, 3 liters, you know, and it's really hard. If you don't have the patience, no. So that was it. So I spent the whole of 2019 on dialysis until October. But before then, there were those challenges that came in, those challenges. So in April, my sister came, actually my sisters, they came to see me. It was Easter. And by then, before that, I was admitted for endocarditis. I had infection of my heart. And that time I was just employed. I was like, I just got my job. I need to report to work. What do you mean I have to be admitted? And yes, I was admitted because I had infection in my heart because of the catheter. And I spent like 2 weeks in hospital. And after that, All of a sudden, my leg starts paining me, and you're wondering, why is the leg paining? Yeah, they did some scan the first time, but they didn't find anything. But the second time, they found a clot in my artery. I remember that day. That day, my sister, the youngest one, was around. She even has come to visit me right now. You'll meet her very soon. So I was with her, and I cried that day. I said everything I could say in my head. I could repent every sin I repented that day. I repented of every sin that day. And when I went to hospital, that's right. You think that when you wake up, you'll just walk and do your things. Yes. So I was told to go to shower. Me thinking, oh, okay, it's just to put my leg down and I go. My legs did not move. My legs did not move. My legs. I can't explain that feeling of not being able to walk. I cannot explain it. And when the doctor came, I actually took my shower in a wheelchair. When the doctor came, he was like, no, we have to amputate my leg. I'm like, eh? Ampu what? I laughed first and then I went to cry. I cried in my bed. I had to call my mom. Actually, they had already called my mother. You know, they had already called my mother. So, yes. So, my leg was to be amputated. So, after that, anyway, we were like, okay, is there any other option? The other option was for me to be given anticoagulants and see how it will react. And that's when I was admitted at ICU. ICU I spent for 2 days. And believe me, that's the time I almost died. Yeah, that time. ICU. ICU. ICU is like the second day. The aura of the place just changed. There was just this spirit. You could feel like, this ain't right. This ain't right. And that time I kept on vomiting, vomiting. I was weak. I was not eating. I kept on vomiting, whatever. I would want to eat something, but I could not. My God, my God, my God, my God. God is faithful. And I remember I just called my mother. I just told Mommy, just pray for me. I'm not feeling okay. And then she's like, "Hi, what do you mean?" I'm like, "There's a funny spirit here." Then she's like, "Okay, you just try and sleep. I'll come and see you." So I tried to sleep. I told the nurse, "You know what? Take me to my mother. Let me sleep with my mother today." So I went to my mother's room and she prayed and I slept. I slept. I slept. This video kinds of is emotional for me. I have tried to shoot it so many times without crying, but I just find myself, getting that place. Getting that place. So yes. So yes. Um I see you. I see you. So I spent the night with my mother, and after that I continued with my therapy. But I had asked them that they should just release me from ICU since I was not getting any anticoagulant. So yes, I spent that time in ICU for my DVT. After that, they discharged me through the Warfarin clinic in Eldoret. So yeah, but that time I had already changed my first hospital. So I had already gone to another hospital, because in my first hospital the doctor had, actually given up on me. The doctor had already given up on me because my platelets, first of all, were very low, and he was like, he does not understand why my platelets are low. You know? So he told me that no, you have to go to India. I'm like, okay, where India am I supposed to go to? And what doctor am I supposed to see? And then he was like, no, don't worry, you'll just figure it out and everything. I'm like, who says that? So one of the nurses was like, no, there's another doctor. You just go to his hospital. And anyway, thank you so much, Dr. Koech, for taking me as your patient, for not giving up on me. Yeah, I know we have a long journey to go to, but yeah, yes, yes. Dr. Kowech works in Oak Tree. Yeah, so if you want his details, I'll leave it there. Yeah, Oak Tree, Eldoret. He told me that, your platelets are low because of your kidney. I even went to a hematologist. Hematologist was like, no, as long as you have a kidney transplant, your platelets will go up. And yeah, my platelets have gone up. At least I can say, yeah, I have a normal platelets. Yeah. So I went to the clinic last week, so it was 132. At least I'm within normal. By that time, I was playing at 50s, 40s, and yeah. So he gave up on me, and now the second hospital is the hospital that took me in, and they were taking care of me, Oak Tree Eldoret. So yes, so that was my 2019. My 2019 was very, very, very hard. It was very difficult. So I will understand you as a patient. My dreams were shut down. My finances were just, you know. So wow, a lot of things changed. A lot of things changed. In fact, eating changed. Me that used to love food, me I used to love chips. I used to love fries. Or potatoes, anything potatoes, I will make anything potato for you. So things changed, my diet changed. I had to eat only cabbage. There were no potatoes, there was no guashe, no ma. Forget. The only vegetable I used to eat was cabbage. I used to eat saltless food, no spices, no nothing. So yes, that was my 2019. And every time I used to go probably for a party or a function, I would have to eat at home before I go so that I don't, you know, make them uncomfortable or they have to prepare a meal all over. Because I remember there was a time there was a doctor's party. They had to cook for me, like literally, food with no salt. So I was the last one to eat. So you there, I know it's very hard. That 2019, I asked my God so many questions. I asked God so many questions. Um, yes, and probably you are taking care of someone who is sick right now, and probably you're sick yourself. You don't even know where to start. You have just been told you have this and that. The first place you have to go to is you yourself. Have you accepted it? And now that you have accepted, what is the next step? For me, up to now, I don't see myself as a kidney failure patient. Though, yeah, I was just going with the ride. Okay, they say do this, okay, do that, okay, I was just like that. Um, you know, was I a very bad patient? Well, not really. I think so. I wasn't bad. But I just used to tell the nurses, don't miss a line. Don't think that you're going to prick me twice. I'm not afraid of the needle, but when you're just putting that radula, put it once. Okay? So yes. And the only time I remember when I was now a bad patient is when now they were refusing to do my transplant. I just told them, hey, my friends, if you're not going to do this transplant, you know what we're going to do? You're going to remove this catheter. I go to Kitale. I go back to my house. There is no point. We're not going to disturb each other here. That's why that's when I was a bad patient. And I think people thought I was suicidal. You see, when you are tired of something, you are just tired. Dialysis, yes, it helps you, but I believe the quality of life is not there. It's not there. So it was better by fire by force. It's either you do this surgery or let's do each other one a favor. Remove this catheter so that I don't have to come back here and do dialysis because it's killing me. It is killing me. And then my doctor came and asked me, Daktari, are you suicidal? Do you want to kill yourself? I said, no, I don't want to kill myself, but I am tired. You will do this surgery. Either way, I'm dying. Either way. So take the chance. And that was it. That was the only time I was a bad patient. I didn't listen to anyone. And I shall tell you the saga of that day. I'll tell you, my friends. So, yes, there's a part 2, the transplant day. Yes. So, let me tell you, 2019 wasn't a fun year. It wasn't funny. My dreams got shattered. My finances went down the drain. And one thing I want to tell you is that you need an insurance. You need to cut that NHI for 500. Right now you're okay. Yes, we thank God. But go and do it. Go and pay it. It will help you. NHIF helped me to pay my dialysis. And dialysis is costing how much? 80,000 probably a month. It was 80,000 per month, each month. So it is important for you to have an insurance, a health insurance that will help you in times of, in terms of need, especially if you are sick. And it also helped us in our transplant. It gives us some amount of money, and then some amount of money came from, my parents' pocket. And, that year taught me that, my friend, you are not an island. Jesus is Lord. Oh my God. Anyway, I want just to tell you, God is still good. And thank you so much. Let me leave this video here before we get so much emotional and I think about those things. But this year I learned that I'm not an island. There are so many people who encouraged me, prayed for me, and I realized that you just need faith as a mustard seed. Not a big faith. No. Very small. Very kadogo hivi. Kadogo tu ya kukusukuma. God says that if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will tell to this mountain, thou be removed, and it will be removed. As long as you believe. And believe me, that time, anyone who used to pray for me, I'll accept their prayers. That's one thing with me. As much as I question God, I just believe, you know what? I can't pray for myself right now. I'll rely on my sister's prayers. I'll rely on my mom's prayers. I'll rely on my friend's prayers. I'll rely on my colleagues' prayers. So you, as you're sick, never tell whoever is praying for you, don't pray. You just say amen. You just say amen. You just say amen. And in that, your faith is building. And God just wants us to come to Him as we are. Pour it out and say, hey, Daddy, this is too much, oh. Hey, this is too much. I think God has said it all. He has said it all. I used to, my God, hey. There were days that were good, there were days that were bad. But I would wake up and I'll say, help me, help me. And I remember there was that night that I said, Son of David, have mercy on me. I cried, I said everything, and I told God, kill me this night. I am ready to come to you. And God is who? The next morning I'm awake. But anyway, we shall discuss part 2. We shall discuss the importance of money. It requires money for you to get treatment. So, yes. And if you have a chance to help someone, please help. Visit someone. They will need that one. Hiyo kicheko tu ya kupeleka mtu out tu tutembe. It is very important. So, guys, thank you so much for joining. And God bless you. See you next time. Bye. You know we can't live without dancing, right? Hey, after that, 2019. We just have to dance a little. Okay? Oh yeah. Let's go. Okay? Come on. See you on the next episode. God bless. Come on, subscribe. Love you.